Hello everyone. Are you ready for some more quilt cards? I am focusing on the Masterfully Made DSP, and this is perfect for quilts because it's kind of scrappy looking, and that's what I'm using for my two cards today. For the first card, or actually for both cards, I'm using Go To Greetings. This card is going to use Thank You. All right. I'm going to use the Basics 3D embossing folder there in the online exclusive. It's that star pattern. I don't know what else to say about it. That's what it looks like. You need something that's kind of detailed to cover the whole thing. All right. Pretty Peacock ink this time. All right. For this card, a lot of the measurements are the same. Card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. The layer is 4 by 4. The next layer up is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. The next layer up is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. The next layer up is 3 by 3. And then to make the square, which is this one this time, you need a square and 2 pieces of DSP. They're 1.5 by 1.5. So let me get all of this out of the way because we're only going to use this at first. All right, so I'm going to move that up there. Okay, my paper is cut the same as last week. I'm going to do this quickly. If you need to see specifics, if you go and check out the my video from last week, you can see. So I'm going to speed this up and cut my pieces. Squares until you get 8 triangles. Now I have more than I need, but the reason I'm doing it this way is this piece isn't going to have enough interest with color, so I'm going to make it that color. This one is the same, so I'm kind of going through and I'm finding my pieces that have like lots of pinks and that berry burst color, because I need 4 of them. So the rest of these, I think I have 4, but let me make sure. Oh, that's a good one. That one can go there. That one there. That one up there. Let me see. Here's a good one. These can go up here. And those can go up there. All right, I'm not going to use all of them, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to start with, that's got a lot of white, so I don't want that one. That one's got a fair amount too, so I'm narrowing it down to these. All right, now I'm going to take my triangle. I'm going to put some glue on the back, and you know, you only need a little bit, because you're going to take and emboss it, and that'll help hold it in place. So there's that one. All right. Then I need another one. And I'm going to do this one over here, and I'm matching my points. as best I can. They're going to be off a little bit, but I can take and adjust it. This one I'm going to do next. When you have such tiny pieces, it's hard to have it perfectly straight. I'm going to line this one up like so, so I can use the bottom. And then this is my last one. And then I'll trim that. All right. And the last one goes on here. Oops, wait a minute. Nope, goes like this. All right, there. If you use your edges, that helps. Now, like I said, I'm off a little bit. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to take my scissors, and with one long cut, I'm going to even it up as much as I can. There. It may be a little crooked, but you know, by the time you put it together, no one will know. All right, this piece, and this is going to be the trick, this piece, whoops, goes in here. So what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to take one of my pieces here, and I'm going to put some glue on it. And it's going to go, all right, that's just sitting there. I haven't stuck it down. It's going to go right about there. I'm going to make it straight. All right, now this piece goes on like this. So now that I've got that piece on there, I can put this piece down. All right. And you know, I can turn it. So I'm going to, because that way I've got some interest going on. Now I need another piece. And if I have to trim this square down, I can. It's not going to matter. This piece goes on like so. All right. This piece is next. And it goes on. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be using my tweezers. This piece goes on like this. Let me grab my tweezers. Makes it so much easier to grab it and figure out where it goes. Now this piece, that's got a little bit showing there. This piece goes on like that. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of here. And I'm going to put it right there, like so. Make sure it's straight. And you know, your cutting can be off a little bit. If that bothers you, take your Pretty Peacock marker and stick some ink in there. Sponge some ink over it, whatever. All right, so there's that and that. This one goes on down here like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up, flip it over. All right. I'm going to put it on and slide it over so it's even. See, I'm going to be trimming this one also. But, you know, that happens when you, this goes on here like so. When you cut little tiny pieces like that. But, and I did use the trimmer as you saw, which makes it somewhat easy. I may trim this on my big one. All right, I need another one. And this one goes on like so. Let's see, what does this one look like? Because that's kind of dark. What about this one? All right, I'm going to use this one. All right. I'm going to turn this. because it goes on like this. And I need one more piece. And I think I'm going to use this one. And this one goes on like this. So I'm going to hold it here. Turn this and stick that one in like so. All right. Now let me cut this down. All right. I'm going to cut this edge down and this edge down just a little bit. Okay, that one's off slightly because if I'd cut this, it wouldn't have been a point and it wouldn't have looked right. All right, now I'm going to put that on my 3 1/4 inch piece of cardstock. Okay. And it goes like this. All right. This gets embossed and this gets embossed, the 3 3/4. So let me do that. Okay, I messed up. I shouldn't have embossed that piece, but that's all right. All right, now I'm going to use my double-sided tape on the backs of these so that I can put it together. All right, let's get this one put on. If you have other sentiments, they would be great for it. If you have the stamp set, the sewing stamp set, I don't know what it's called, that's in the catalog, that would be great to add also. Now this piece is going to go on my 4 1/4, and I already have my tape on the back, so all I have to do is add it. And again, I'm not stamping my sentiment till I see how much space I have so I can make it even. All right, and this doesn't matter, there's no top or bottom, just spacing. All right, so there's that. Now, let's put that on our card base. And because this piece is not embossed, I can put it straight on with my glue. Okay, see, I left my top off. There we go. Sometimes when you do that, you just gotta squeeze the daylights out of it. All right, now where's that piece that's not exactly perfect? It's down here. Okay, and then this goes on at the top. All right, and now for my sentiment, which is thank you. And I am pulling in a scrap paper to see if my card is, or my sentiment is straight. Okay, if this goes down straight and this goes down straight. Yes. Okay. I'm going to open this up so it's flat. And I'm going to put this down here straight. Move that out of the way. Yes, there we go. So there's the first card. For the next card, it's a little different, so I have some different measurements for you. You're going to need your fresh freesia ink and a ruler and a pencil. You have your card base that's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. This layer is 4 by 4. This layer is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. This layer is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And this layer is 3 by 3. And then you need strips, and you need 3 different patterns, and you need 4 of each strip, and they're only 3/8 of an inch wide. So great way to save those little tiny pieces that you cut off. All right, we're gonna start with this. And what you wanna do is you wanna measure the center. So you're gonna find 1.5 inches, because it's 3 inches. All right, and then you're going to find 1.5 inches this way. All right, now, so there's my center. So I want to get rid of that mark. There's my center. All right, I'm going to lay these out, how I'm going to do them, so I know how to pick them up. There's that. I think that and that, but you know what? These are longer, so I've got to do some switching, and you'll see why in a minute. The key is it does have to be long enough, and hopefully it is. All right, using this piece, you're going to put the point at the center and the other piece there, like so. So use your glue and put some glue on there. So then line up that point in the center and the edge at the outside point and stick it down. Then you're going to take the next one and you're going to put some glue on the back, and you're going to take that piece and do the same thing. You're going from that point, and I will be getting glue on here. So let me find my towel real quick, only because then I can wipe it up in between. All right, then we're going to go over here, and we're going to take this piece and this piece goes here. You're always going for that center point. That's how you know. That dot is there. All of these have to come out that point. After you get these on, it's not a problem to put it together. This one goes on here, like so, and there. All right, now, I'm going to take and cut these because it'll make it easier, but you're going to cut them off. So this is a great way to use, you know, if you only have 1/4 of an inch of the paper, then use the 1/4 of an inch and add an extra row in there. All right, so I've got that there. I'm done with that one. This one is my next one. This one, and you'll see how it's going to work in just a minute. This one goes here, and it butts up against the piece here and here. So you're butting it up against each other. And I'm not worried about whether it's right side up or not, because it's really not going to matter. Just make sure it butts up against the next one. All right. And now you know why I switched, because those were tiny, and I don't know if they would have stretched to the end. Let's see. They might have, but that's okay. We worked it out. In the long run, this may be the better way to go. We'll see when I put my triangles in. All right, so there's that one. Flip it over. Got some glue here, so let me get rid of it. And let's trim these pieces off. And I'm using the side of my card to do my trimming. And then these pieces I'm going to throw away. If you can find something to do with them, go for it. I just thought of something, but that's okay. All right, now the last piece goes on. And the key here is finding, and again, butt it up against and both pieces. All right. Work your way around. No matter how little I put on, I still get it on my mat. I just do a little tiny bit and see what happens. Here we go. And one more. Okay. All right, I've got glue there. So let me cut these off. And then we'll add our triangles in the open spaces. And I think it's going to work out better this way because the triangle is going to be, and all you have to have is a corner. So I'm going to cut that. I may have to trim that up. Okay. All right, and again, it's butted up in there like so. Let me cut this off. I'm going to cut it off each time. See, that would have worked, but it's not going to. Let me cut this one straight. The key is to always have a straight corner on this as you do it. It just makes it so much easier. All right, let me cut this off. Oh, I should be using my better scissors. All right, can I get this? Nope. Let me cut it straight. Sometimes the angle works and sometimes it doesn't. So just, if you need to, trim it. And there's probably a way to make it work. It's probably like 1.5 inches. But that's okay. I can make it work this way. All right, let me cut this one. Actually, I cut it more this way because I don't want the green, and if I did it this way, there'd be a lot more green in there. So think of that. See, this doesn't work. All of them. Just keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna. Okay. I'm going to. Oops, this goes on this way. Put this on like so. All right, there is the square for this one. So now, let's see. This needs to be embossed, and this needs to be embossed. I have my pieces embossed, and now I need to add my double-sided tape to all 3 pieces. I did it right this time. I kept thinking the last time I had added tape to 3 and I couldn't figure out why. Well, this is because this one got embossed with the other one when it shouldn't have. All right, let me add my tape. All right, I have my tape on, so let's get our pieces put together. Okay, I struggled with that for some reason. It kept moving on me, so I'm going to show you a little tip. When you have double-sided tape all the way around, take one corner and fold the two ends back. Take the opposite corner and do the same thing. All right, so I've got two places where the glue is exposed. Now you can take your piece and you can use the corners that aren't exposed to get your piece lined up, and then pull the strips out and stick down the one side, then go to the other side, and I'm going to pick it up, it's easier. You've got your piece on straight. All right, that piece goes onto my fresh freesia, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. All right, I'm going to do opposite corners. Okay, I got my nails done yesterday and they were cut really, really short, almost too short. All right, this goes on. Now you got to make sure your pieces go out, so make sure that happens. Look at your spacing, get it set up, and when you're happy with it, stick down one, hold down the corner with the glue, pull out the sides, stick it down, go down here to this one, and do the same thing. And there you've got your pieces on. Fast and easy. All right, let's get this on our card base so we can stamp it, and this one will be done. Now I have to decide, which way do I want this to go? I think I want it this way because there's a little tiny bit of green showing there, and it's not anywhere else. So, ooh. All right. Put my pin back in. That in itself is a feat. All right. There's my piece of green. I'm going to open this up, put this down as evenly as I can space it. There. Let me get my towel and get rid of this glue before I put my something in. I'm going to leave that open because this one is going to do Thinking of You. I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to stamp it, put this down straight, hold this straight. Yes. All right. I always check it because sometimes you put it on there where you think it's straight, but there's a slight difference in the stamp. I always try to find, there we go. All right, there are the two cards for this week. Next week, I will be making a box to put them in, so make sure you come back and check it out. The link to see the completed cards is below, and thanks for watching. If you think it's a great idea, share it. Got a quilting friend that might like this idea, share it with them. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the information section below. Click the bell and you'll be notified when I upload a video. Have a super Saturday. Bye.